In this lecture, we are going to study about helium neon laser. This is lecture 5 of unit 4 lasers. This diagram of a helium neon laser is shown over here, which consists of a gas discharge tube, and the two sides of the gas discharge tube we have Brevister's windows. These are the two Brevister's windows, and also we have anode and a cathode. Likewise, we have got a back mirror and a front mirror which are concave in shape, and laser light comes out from this particular side because this particular side is partially silvered or partially polished. So as we can see, this helium neon laser is enclosed in a resonating cavity. The entire thing forms a resonating cavity. One side is fully polished or fully silvered, and other side is partially polished or partially silvered. So laser light comes out from the partially silvered side. In gas lasers such as helium neon, the atoms are characterized by sharp energy levels or discrete energy levels as compared to those in solids which have broad absorption bands. Helium neon laser consists of a long discharge tube filled with a mixture of helium and neon gases in the ratio of 10:1, that is 10 parts of helium to 1 part of neon gas. Electrodes are connected to high voltage source. Laser action is due to neon gas. Then what is the use of taking helium? Helium atoms help to excite neon atoms. The discharge tube contains windows placed at Brevister's angle. Two mirrors are also present as we have seen in the diagram. One mirror is fully reflecting and the other partially reflecting. This diagram shows the energy levels of helium and neon. Helium have got three energy levels, F1, F2 and F3. Neon have got six energy levels, E1 to E6. As you would see, the energy levels of neon, E4 and E6, are very close to those of helium, F2 and F3. Initially, the helium and neon atoms are in the ground state. When pumping energy is given by electrical discharge, helium atoms go to the level F2 and F3. Likewise, neon atoms may go to the level E2, E3, E4, E5 or E6 depending upon the amount of energy they absorb. Helium has the ability to quickly absorb energy, and when they collide with the neon atoms, they transfer the energy to neon. So in this case what happens, maximum number of neon atoms are in the energy state E4 and E6. You would see there are different transitions from E6 to E5. We have got 3.39 micrometer. From E6 to E3 we have got 6328 angstroms, and likewise from E4 to E3 we have 1.15 micrometer. There are three prominent wavelengths that are present, but we are interested only in the wavelength 6328 angstroms. So we will see how to eliminate the wavelengths 3.39 and 1.15. When power is switched on, electrons and ions produced in the electrical discharge tube collide with the helium and neon atoms. Helium, being lighter, gets excited more readily compared to neon. Energy levels F2 and F3 of helium is close to energy levels E4 and E6 of neon atoms, as we have seen in the diagram. When helium atom collides with the neon atoms, they transfer their energy. This is known as resonant energy transfer. E6 is a metastable state. So transitions from E6 to E3 produces the characteristic wavelength of 6328 angstroms. Other two wavelengths produced are 3.39 and 1.15 micrometer. they are to be eliminated. So Brevistus windows made of glass or quartz absorb the 3.39 and 1.15 micrometer wavelength and allow 6328 angstroms to pass through. The mirrors provide optical feedback, the concave mirrors. They are coated with multi-layer dielectric materials which only reflect back 6328 angstroms. So the Brevistus windows and the concave mirrors help in such a way that they will absorb the 3.39 and 1.15 micrometer wavelength, but they help the 6328 angstroms wavelength to pass through and get reflected back. So since they are concave mirrors, they get focused to a particular point along the optical axis and the laser light gets directionality in this particular case. It is purely a monochromatic wavelength, not like ruby laser wherein it is slightly non-monochromatic. So helium neon laser produces a purely monochromatic wavelength. So we would prefer a gas laser compared to a solid state laser. The reason is gas lasers have got discrete energy levels. Now we can just see the applications of different types of lasers. Ruby laser, measurement of distance using pulse echo technique for drilling of high quality holes. Helium neon laser for meteorological application, barcode reading. Carbon dioxide laser for welding and cutting. Argon ion laser, welding retinal detachment. Semiconductor laser for laser printers. So this is what we have studied in this particular lecture about a gas laser, that is helium neon laser.